welcome back to my channel. My name is John. For those that are new, you're on the Sky One Videos channel. If you like what you see, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any content. I know, it's like a broken record. Everybody says that. But anyway, today is Saturday, and I am going to install my Q800 Pro into my wife's car. So as you know, I got the U1000. If you look back at the last video that I did when I went to the car show, and I took my mother-in-law there, a lot of the dash cam video was from the U1000. I rendered it and uploaded it in 4K. The GoPro though was 2.7K. I've been using 2.7K on the GoPro. I haven't been using 4K. But anyway, yeah, so front and rear camera. Now, she already has a hardwired dash cam in there now. I'll show you that in a minute, but it's the one that goes behind the mirror. It's pretty nice. There's no screen or anything like that. You use your phone to connect to it. Now, this is the tape. You know, this is the mount that was on my car. As I pulled it off, I had to use a putty knife to get it off, so I'm going to have to probably put some new speed tape there. And, yeah. Come on, let's see how this goes. It shouldn't take too long. I hope it doesn't take too long. Also, we get a lot of flooding going on. I might do a separate video on that with the drone and fly over the river. As you know, I live right next to a river, so it's kind of neat. I got waterfront property today. All right, see you in a bit. If you've never done one of these before, a couple things. Make sure you're below the windshield wiper path. Let me just... yeah, so make sure it's within the windshield wiper path. Also, the other thing you want to know is if you're going to run parking mode, you know, you're going to run your battery dry. Now, the Q800, the U1000, they have like maximum time you can set, how many hours. You can also set the voltage, at what voltage you want the thing to cut off at. So when your battery gets below a certain voltage, it'll shut off. It won't kill your battery. I should have tested that. I never did test that feature because I could have easily tested that with my power supply, but I assume it works because I have had no issue with this one or the one in my car, the U1000. So, but on these other ones, like this one that I got right here, I bought a separate module. It's got little dip switches that you set, and going to the fuse box in these Mazdas is a real pain in the ass. The fuses are so small. So if you guys are doing something in a import, you know what I'm talking about, some sort of micro fuse. Yeah, this is the it's like the Alexa but in the car. It's really good, actually. I like that thing. So yeah, let's get going. What I'm worried about is the tape on here, you know, because I'm gonna have to get that glue off. Lemon oil works, by the way. Some people use WD-40, but lemon oil. But this is kind of a nice unit, though. See how it tucks around the mirror? You don't really notice it. So anyway, it's coming down. Putting the new one up, and the new one will give her a rear camera too. So that's cool. All right, a closer look of it. Look at it. It just kind of goes in here. There's the chip right there. It's really easy to access. There's the buttons. Right. And it connects to your phone via Bluetooth, so you can download video and not Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. And this had a connector here. Gosh, it would have been nice to have this connector. Just go right to it, and not have to rerun anything. But yeah, I don't know. I know there's only 3 wires in here, but I probably should cut it. It would be kind of neat to do it that way. But, well, let me think about that one for a minute. I'd like to keep this one undamaged so I could trade it or give it away. Picture's actually pretty good on it. I don't remember if it's 720 or 1080. It's actually a pretty good picture. I might show you some of the footage from that one. But that thing is like 30 bucks, so it's not like a big deal. All right. Well, I had a blue jay just fly right by me. A bunch of birds watching me work. So I pulled the pillar post off. So if you put anything in like this, make sure it goes behind the airbag. And see how this goes down. The fuse box is right there, so it makes it real easy in this car. All right. Okay, so I got the tape and everything, the mount removed from the other unit. Remember also, when you put the new camera up, it's got a wide angle lens, so if you got things like rain sensors and things like that, you want to I know sometimes you want to like tuck them in but close to something, but make sure it's not going to block the view. So you might want to put up the live video so you look at it through your your smartphone, just to make sure that something's not in the way, make sure everything's level. So I'm gonna mount that last, but I'll figure out where I'm gonna put this thing now. On 2 cables, this one's got to go all the way to the back camera, and this one's gonna go down to the fuse box. Notice I've got the fuses on there. Remember, makes no sense. You would think the red goes to the battery, the red goes to the ignition on. So only when the car is running is there voltage to the red wire. The yellow is the constant on. All right, so I would have thought it's been the other way around. And I think it's the same on this one as well. It's just check your documentation when you hook it up. I think I'm going to put this thing up into the pimpled area, and I'm going to put it so that the camera is just below it and most of the rest of it is above it. Kind of hide it a little bit. Like them up as high as possible. Normally I would put it up over here, but she might not like it there. The other option is to put it like right up close. I think closer to the center would be better, but this is my other option. All right, see how this goes. Notice how the cheap unit had a disconnect right here, but the expensive one doesn't. So yeah, it's going down there. Obviously I don't want to try to feed the fuse, so I actually have to go up from the bottom with this thing. So yeah, Thinkware, if you're watching, that no bueno. I want to disconnect in here. All right, so far so good. I used the old wire to pull the new one up. So yeah, if you have this issue, just run a string down and tie it to the new cable and pull it up. That's about all you're gonna be able to do. But yeah, they should have put a separation segment on there. Anyway, let's continue on. Well, to make my life easier, I just snip these wires. So I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna solder them, shrink tube over it, connect to the new one. So here's the new wire. See, that's the same thickness, so it should be pretty easy. All right, here we go. Let's break out the soldering iron. So I just want to show you that box, that little thing right there where the fuse goes sideways. That is called an extender fuse. But in this car, I couldn't fit 2 of them. I didn't have the room. So, yeah, and when I went to go pull on my accessory wire to strip it, I pulled the thing out. So I had it wedged in under one of the fuses. I'm going to have to find out where I'm going to get the accessory power again. Okay, just showing you real quick my propane, I keep calling propane, my butane powered soldering iron. It's got a little adjustment, heat adjustment here. Get my solder. Yeah, you got to use the good butane with these things. Don't get the cheap stuff. And it's nice, with the ham radio groups, we have something called Ham Fest, where they sell a lot of equipment. Got a little bit of a adhesive in there too, so it doesn't slide, even though this red wire has to go to ignition on. So I have to get my meter out and find out which one has power only when it's on. I'd like to use one of these ones that aren't being used, but you know, Mazda, they pull out everything behind it, so you can't even use a blank. I don't know why they do that. This I don't know what you call wire support clamps had an extra spot, so I ran the wire in through there. I don't want any rattling. Another way that Thinkware screwed up, so I got a 90-degree elbow, right? So the camera goes like that, right? So you want the wire to go, the elbow to go this way in, right? So, but guess what? It doesn't. It goes that way. It goes towards the bottom. Makes no sense at all. So I'm going to use this on the rear camera. I'm going to use a straight one in the front, and I think I'm going to get another one of those 90-degree elbows. Okay, so I got those wires up there going down behind the pillar, down through. I got to run the back wires all the way for the back camera, and yeah, we'll be figuring out where to mount. I got a little extra slack, and when you have extra wire, you got to be careful because you don't want it to rattle. So you might have to tape it up or whatnot. All right. So I've got the rear camera mounted. See it in the back there. This is a Mazda CX5. I want up in behind this. This is kind of hanging down just a little bit, but it is behind there in the clamps. Now I got to figure out where I'm going to put that, and I might have to adjust that rear camera a little bit. It might be a little bit crooked, but I'll fine-tune that when I get this thing connected to my smartphone. Okay, so now it wants me to line up that green line to the hood of the car. See how if I get too close to the right, see, I'm seeing the shadow of the thing. I don't want to get that. I don't want to go too close to the top because I won't be able to get the chip out, and I won't get the windshield wiper to keep it clean. So I think that looks pretty good. That's about where I'm going to put it. Totally put this thing on a bit crooked. A little bit of a delay too, so when you're putting this thing on, that's about where I want it. It has a polarizer already on it. Remove it from the mount, press down on this plate a little bit. Let's check the back camera now. Okay, it's upside down, but good picture. You change that in the software. So that looks pretty good. Might be a little bit crooked though. You got a rotate rear camera enabled. Live view. Here's the back. Okay, we're all done. Got her unit in here, front and rear camera. Wires hidden, hardwired. She's gonna be happy. Set the date and time on this thing. Yeah, so cool. Project 1 done. Let's move on to the next one. Sun came out, which is what I was hoping for. Take the drone up and let's see what the flooding looks like. Just want to make sure this thing goes into parking mode.
Parking recording will now start.
Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, I set the battery cutoff at 12.2. I set it at one of the higher numbers because I don't want the battery to get screwed up. I used to run at 12.1. It was fine there. But I moved it up to 12.2 or 12.4, I think. I don't remember now. But one of the higher numbers I run it at because I don't want to kill my battery. All right, later. Okay, so I don't have a screen capture thing for my phone, so I'll just show you from the camera onto the phone. Got my drone ready here. I want to show you the programming of the unit, of the dash cam. My wife has the Mazda remote start. Now mine, when I remote start it, I cannot connect to my dash cam. I think hers might be different. Be ideal if we could remote start her car. I don't hear it starting. I don't hear it starting. Huh, that's weird. I've been having some weird issues with it. Oh, it is running. I'm used to my Challenger. I'm expecting to hear a big grumble. I'm sorry. I had to laugh. Okay, so I need to connect to the Wi-Fi. So let's connect to. There it is. ThinkWare. Oh, here it was. So I wish I had my tripod here. Let me turn it this way. Oh, it only does vertical. Okay. Anyway, dash cam settings. You go up to a certain card. I have a 512 in here. Continuous recording, which is, you know, when you're driving down the road, that's continuous recording. Parking, you got different modes here. You've got motion, you've got impact detection and things like that. So it stores each one in a different folder. So as the chip gets full, and it's usually from your continuous recording as you're driving, you know, which one do you want to have priority? So I have priority to my parking. So it'll delete that stuff last. If I can hit the format button, I will right now. Okay, it's going to format my chip. And this is what I'm selecting. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of blurry. Let's see if I can wipe this camera down a little bit. So those are the options. I have manual recording turned off. Oh, that's for overwrite videos. Okay. Camera settings, you know, brightness. It's going to adjust a little bit anyway, right? But if the average brightness is a little bit too dark, you can bump it up a little bit. I got them both set to mid. Do you want to run the rear camera? Well, when you unplug it, it automatically disables it. You know, you could literally unplug it, but you know, parking mode, maybe you want it to record more longer and not drain the battery because it's going to trigger a low-level battery alert. It'll stop recording. So you could turn off the rear camera, back the car into a parking spot. You don't need the rear camera, right? But I got it enabled. I mean, you could do it through the software. You could just unplug it, whichever way you want to do it. Sensitivity, you know, how much of an impact before it goes off. It's going to go off like if you hit a bump because it thinks you got in a wreck or something, you know, so you can set those levels. Now, depending on the car, I had mine set to lowest because it's kind of a firm ride. Hers is a little bit smoother. I might want to turn that to a medium. I'm going to leave it at lowest. The super night vision, that is like gamma gain. On the video, it'll make it a little bit less sharp, but in dark parking lots, it's going to help out a little bit. And you can set it, you know, whether you want it for park or how you want it all the time. Because as you're driving down the road at night, you might want it on. I don't have it on hers. I have it on mine. Parking mode, I have it set to motion detection. Here's your options. Disabled. Motion detection, time lapse. Time lapse is kind of cool. But if there was an impact, you would have to watch the whole time lapse to find it. And the energy savings, that means it won't do anything unless it got bumped. So I like motion. So yeah, if there's a motion goes by the car, it picks it up. And it stores it in a separate folder in high resolution. But also in parking mode, it does do a time lapse anyway. So you get both. So if you have motion detection selected, you're going to have a folder for motion and you're going to have a separate folder for time lapse. So yeah, how much of an impact in parking mode? I got that set to low. So impact detection, sorry. If somebody, you know, bumps your car, get that set to low. As I'm driving down the road, I get that set to mid. Recording timer. So this is for like in parking mode, you know, it's gonna have a battery protection. So whichever comes first, the record timer or the battery. So this dash cam, I forget how much power it draws. I did a video on it. I think it's like between 1 to 2 amps. It's kind of a lot, but I got it set for 3 days. I think I don't need it for 3. I think I'm gonna set it to 48 hours. I'm gonna set it for 2 days. So after 48 hours of parking, it's gonna shut off. Maximum is 3 days. And then if the battery goes below 12, there's the number I was looking for, 12.2, it's going to shut off. I used to have it at 12.1. I bumped it up a little bit. And then wintertime battery protection is, I got it set for January, February. It's it uses a little extra precaution on your battery, protect your battery. I don't know if it bumps that voltage up or not on those months. I can't remember exactly. If you get one of these, you have to read up and do a comment and let me know. Because reading instructions is not my forte. So, road safety. Do you want to be alerted for safety cameras, honey?
Yeah.
Like where it says red light camera ahead?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll enable that. Mobile zone alert, put that on. Now we got type of car. I'm gonna put SUV. Advanced detection of warning. You got lane departure. If you're drifting over on a lane, do you want to be notified?
Yeah.
Okay, she wants that, so I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna have it set to low. That's the beep. It goes beep beep. And it's only gonna alert you on speeds over, I'm gonna say 70. Well, 65. All right. So it doesn't do it when you're on back roads. Forward collision warning. I got that set to mid. If somebody stops in front of you. Low speed forward collision warning. I'm going to set that to disable. That'll drive you crazy. Departure warning. That's if the car in front of you takes off and you're like busy texting. She doesn't need that. So that's those settings. Yeah, again, this is the THINKWARE Q800. It's kind of a cool camera. The volume, I got it set to 1, you know, tells you you're in parking mode and continuous recording will now start, that sort of thing. Security LED, this is kind of neat. This is a little light on the front. You can turn on the front or the back or both. I have them both enabled. Yeah, lets them know that they're being watched at night, you know, or let them know there's a dash cam to steal. I don't know, one or the other, but I have it on both front and rear. There's a time zone, daylight savings, English. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So you can have it, like if you have a hotspot, you can have the camera, like you're in parking mode and somebody bumps your car, you can have it so that it'll alert through the hotspot and notify you on your phone. I don't have that set up. I can set it up. I don't. I probably will, but I'm not going to do it today. Other than that, it's yeah, pretty cool camera. So thanks for watching. Let's see what her. Just see. So there's the front. And here's the rear. All right, so gonna take the drone up, be a separate video. Gonna check out the flooding and see what's going on today. We had some bad rain here. All right, take care. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content, and have a great weekend. Later.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay. Blue